It is Friday, March 15th, 2024. It's currently 7:59 a.m. And I want you to pay attention again. You've seen the many iterations of what is nothing other than engineered light. You know that's not sunlight because you're looking at what is just one layer of nothing other than concentrated light that's appearing under the illusion of the sun rising in alignment to me. And you also seen it setting in alignment to me. This is the duration of the day. Again, it's 7:59 a.m. So let's count the sunset yesterday in alignment to me through my window where you saw the same magnification of light on my bedroom wall, and this same light source, which is not possibly the sun, let me see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 hours later is in alignment to building 1818 over in alignment to my bedroom window. That's not the sun, and that's also not sunlight. You saw the magnification of the same exact light through what are closed blinds. You even saw trees blowing in that magnification of light. The entity engaging what is the magnification of light is not to be confused with, and it's also not any logical or reasonable or realistic perception to make you think that, oh, the sun is farther away because you're looking at magnification. The light source isn't going anywhere. You know that. That's why you're seeing it at the beginning of the day and you're seeing it at the end of the day. And there is no sun, like I showed you yesterday at 5:35 p.m. that's over in alignment to my hotel room at the Motel 6 on Vineyard Avenue in Ontario, California, while it's remaining not only here all day long, over the same exact building all day long, setting in alignment to me in the same apartment at the same building all day long. The entity is engaging in what is not sunlight either. So I want to be clear, magnification, the same light that you're seeing appearing on the ceiling, this is the center right here. This is the center ray. So let me put my hand, because you've already seen the entity engage in this conduct. And so this is the reality of when you document and an entity is being held to the fire for what it's already done and what you've already documented. So you see my hand back there? It's appearing and it's disappearing. That's me moving my hand right here. All right, this is magnification. This same magnification of light, that line, this line right here, is what you saw going across the ceiling in this manner yesterday, while again, 9, 10, 11, 3 and 11:44 a.m. where the entity I document, I remind you about what's over the Ontario Police Department. At no time of day is this light source going to be over the Ontario Police Department. It's going to remain right here over me as I move at the same property. But at 11:44, while you saw it 3.5 hours from now hovering over the same apartment building at 11:44, you saw this engineered light appearing on the ceiling. You saw the pattern of the blinds appearing on the ceiling. You saw this same center divider between my blinds, which is magnified in my hallway right now, appearing up here. None of this is sunlight. This is an entirely demonic and absolutely impossible illusion that the entity is presenting you with. This is not the sun that will be in alignment to me at the beginning of the day, nor is the sun remaining over you or any place. The sun is not a stationary object that remains over one person, that remains over one building, that remains in perfect alignment with one person for the duration of the day. This is not the experience of anyone, let alone what is revealing what is the prima facie case of federal group stalking and monitoring that is underway by a public entity that is placing you under surveillance. And that system of criminal surveillance is underway through the people of the state that are living in that unnatural environment surrounding you for that criminal purpose. And it is supposed to be surreptitious. It's supposed to be concealed. This is what the secret society is engaging in, and it is entirely satanic. All right, this magnification of light, this is a demonic method of what is maintaining light. The demon possessed engage in what is physically surrounding you. That's the group stalking, relevant positioning. They engage in what is surrounding you with what is engineered light. That's the light activity. So any subtle movement that you make while your location is surrounded with, filled with, while you are molested with engineered light, it's for that criminal purpose. And demons, they're absolutely demented, weird, creepy psychopaths that want to be all around you. They move all around you in the engineered light. This is the group stalking. Okay, now what the demon possessed, and I want to be clear, the affect of demon possession on a human being, it does result in what is mental psychosis. So you have people that are in everyday life, because you don't see their condition, you're thinking that they're normal. And why? Because they haven't been diagnosed by some mental professional, by the way, for having something that some mental professional can't even prescribe, can't even testament to. They can't even identify it. All right, let alone, by the way, is the invisible condition of any supposed mental expert. Like I said, I have documented the pattern of conduct where this same entity that is kidnapping me, and they brought in so-called health professionals, mental health professionals. They were kidnapping me and engaging in what is the act of criminal defamation, never having any criminal case against me, making up a whole hearing and then making up information in order to place me into the facility. This was that same entity that was keeping a light source over the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court. That documentation that exists is speaking to the ongoing criminal act by that court, by that sheriff's department, the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, and the Ontario Police Department. As you already know, because I'm giving you the same, the same irreconcilable evidence, insurmountable evidence of what is under no circumstances at any time of year, daylight savings time or not, which again, daylight savings time is surrounding the illusion of the natural environment. This is an unnatural environment. Daylight savings time does not apply. But for the benefit of the masses, I have reminded you about these rules that are surround with regard to the time of year. The documentation is surrounding all of that, all the relevant information, but it's not factual. The unnatural environment, as you're witnessing it, is speaking to what is not the reality, contrary to what we have been told about the environment. And this, again, it's foreseeable where a government is engaging in this criminal system in a surreptitious manner, meaning it is plain in your face, but you don't even recognize it, you don't question it. It logically follows that you would be necessarily misinformed about the natural environment. But like I said, you can witness with your own eyes what is under no circumstances the sun rising in alignment to me and setting in alignment to me, and the entity is engaging in a pattern of conduct. That's how you have what is a light source that's in alignment to me at the Motel 6 at 5:35 p.m., where, by the way, the entity is group stalking in a helicopter. This is beyond a coincidence. You have in an entirely different region after I'm documenting it, maintaining presence over me, and this isn't the only venue. While I'm at the Motel 6, documentation already exists of the entity keeping a light source from beginning of the day at the Ovid Family Community Library, from the beginning of the day at the Ontario Town Square. And I want to be clear, a light source, which is supposed to be the sun, is not, even when you are looking at the location in the same city. The sun is not maintaining its presence in its zenith over you where you're at, even in the same city for the duration of the day. And no matter where you go in that city, that's not the sun. The sun is also not a hovering object. The sun does not shoot light horizontally like a laser. The sun is above us and does not shoot light that's underneath structures, underneath coverings, engaging in this gymnastic conduct with light. No, that's the demonic objective, to touch surfaces and touch you and surround you, while the people of the state, a demon-possessed population, is engaging in what is the criminalization of their demonic activity. It's federal group stalking and monitoring. And right now, the demons are pacing all around in relevant position. I've outlined the addresses of many of those in relevant position, and right now they're driving along the perimeter of the property. They're monitoring, and these demons know exactly what's being exposed right now as I speak. And you know that because the light source is in alignment to me, and this is engineered light. And these demons are engaging in the criminal pattern of conduct right now as I speak. But I want to be clear, these demons don't even have to pace around in traffic, engaging in activity creation. They live in relevant position, and that's going for what is a prosecution of the people of the state. I don't have to know their name. This is the nature of the malicious system of federal group stalking and monitoring, and the people of the state have been identified readily in relevant position, engaged in ongoing ceaseless communication of an impermissible threat while they're creating activity in the specific environment, engaging in what is the threat that they are, demonstrating demon possession, which is a threat to the public. Understand what demon possession means now. Where a government is employing satanic methods of targeting you, demon possession is now relevant. It's relevant to with regard to the danger that these, with this condition, pose to the public. And it will be relevant for removal from your positions of authority, from your positions in government, from your position in any field or industry where you are presenting a threat to the life, physical safety, and overall well-being of those in particular industries, such as the legal field, such as the medical field. You can fill in the blank. But like I said, it's currently 8:07 a.m. There's no sun that's going to be present over me, contrary to what I documented over, for example, the Economy Inn, where the entity is rising the light source. This is not over the pool, over Economy Inn. And from the pool at Economy Inn at 2301 South Euclid Avenue, you cannot see the sun in this same manner, nor is it going to remain present over either one of these addresses for the duration of the day. That's not the sun. You are analyzing it from multiple frameworks, okay? The understanding the operation of the natural environment, okay? And in addition to that, you are understanding what is none other than engineered light for what are stalkers, who are sex offenders engaging in what is ongoing, ceaseless, documented terrorism, because they want to engage in what is keeping you under surveillance, and they're doing it on behalf of the government. And I also want to document the entity acting via the Los Angeles Police Department, engaging in another specific documented act of terrorism. This is this morning. Group stalking in a helicopter, creating what is sensational activity, vibrating my apartment while they are engaging in what is monitoring me inside of my private space. This is the people of the state that are monitoring me inside of my private space. This is the people of the state who are engaged in group stalking with that demon-possessed, corrupt law enforcement agency, the LAPD. And my credibility has already been demonstrated. It's already been proven over and over and over again that I don't have to make up anything. You're literally seeing them group stalking as they fly next to the light source while I'm documenting it. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not funny because group stalking is very real, but these demon-possessed psychopaths who are woefully unprepared for both their exposure and for the prosecution, never anticipating a legal framework whereby their demonic system would be literally enveloped into what is a federal policy, and you are literally watching them engage in just, fumbling the ball over and over again, flying next to the sun. They literally did that on camera, and I will not cease to mention that to you. They did that on camera, and so those group stalkers were engaged in a specific act of monitoring, and they're molesting my person while I'm physically indisposed with engineered light. I'm documenting all this because this is going toward the prosecution of the people of the state. Those that are group stalking and monitoring with children living at the crime scene, you'll be prosecuted. It's relevant to your punishment. It's relevant to civil damages, which are incalculable, where a public entity is engaging in this terrorism and this sex offense while they are doing so with children, in the custody of children, with ongoing knowledge that is being documented, okay? This is ongoing documentation of what is malice and impunity. And today, this is 1806 North Alvarado Street. The entity is keeping the light source over me, and I will continue to remind you about where the entity is maintaining the false illusion that the natural environment surrounded me at an entirely different location, and the two do not coexist at the same time, and the two do not coexist for the duration of the day. This is the P.O.C. It's Friday, March 15, 2024. It's 8:10 a.m. This is the sun rising in my living room window. Not a coincidence. It's called the pattern of conduct. The distinct and separate method of pursuing, invading with engineered light, which is merely one method. That's why you have what is light here. This is my shadow. It's taller than the wall. It's appearing on the ceiling. And this is merely the concentrated light. That's not normal light. This is for a criminal purpose. And this is the window where the entity is aiming the sun as though it's setting in the evening after 5:30 p.m., aiming engineered light that's so magnified through these little holes that you can see the trees blowing in the wind through that light that you saw magnified on my wall. Not only is it idiotic and it's nothing other than demonic, okay? The demonic are very, very highly obsessed, okay? Highly criminal, highly malicious, not intelligent, okay? Not witty, just wicked. That's it. Okay, I just want to be clear. Again, it's 8:11 a.m. And this is speaking to the ongoing pattern of conduct, the ceaseless system. And this is also what my documentation is showing with regard to the punishment of the entity. The pattern of conduct is not one that ever takes a pause. It's never providing for the privacy of the target individual. It's never like ceasing to stop for one moment. All elements remain present at all times. And speaking to what is the universe that the entity is surrounding me with here in LA is the prosecution of the entire state. Because while I continue to show you venue after venue what the entity was doing, this is the priceless value of documentation when you are looking at the entities surrounding with that environment for that criminal purpose. And on a rainy day, on a cloudy day, at nightfall, the pattern of conduct is underway. And that's why you see this same engineered light, this same demented light in my apartment as I've documented it at nightfall. That's why you still see the engineered light at nightfall when I'm walking outside, and you've seen the multiple shadows that surround my person. No artificial light creates that. It's a demonic environment. This is systematic group stalking and monitoring. All right, again, it's 8:12 a.m. and this is P.O.C.